Right then, in this video I'm going to show how I have a crew of agents going to solve a problem for me. So we're going to try and do binary sort. So this is the file that I want creating. And then I have to set a few things. So this is my actual question, binary search algorithm. Let me just change that to binary search, not binary sort. Title, let's do binary search for the title. The code is going to be binary search. Yeah, let's keep that the same. Binary search.py. Oops, what have I done? Copy. Let's paste that in there. I don't know what I've done. I don't know what I've done here. Right, let me try that again. Copy. It seems to be acting a bit strange. Okay, so that's the same. So we've got the test binary search trace table flowchart. So we won't be generating a flowchart for this, but we will try and do everything else. So it's all set up. This may or may not work. We'll give it a go. So what's going to happen now is that it's going to be able to start the coder off, which is going to output some Python code. Let me get my notes and just run over what's going to occur. So the first thing is we're going to get the coder to make the algorithm. We're then going to get another coder to look over that and add the doc strings and type hints. We're then going to generate some pseudocode, and to do that we're going to read this document that has a very specific type of pseudocode in there. After that we're going to try and generate a trace table. This sometimes works depending on the algorithm and sometimes it doesn't. We're then going to generate some unit tests. Sometimes that works, sometimes the agent gets stuck. Flowchart, we're not going to generate it this time, but it does work to a degree. Then we'll get the AI to describe the algorithm. We'll then get it to make some quizzes, and then hopefully, if everything went well, we'll create a web page automatically with all this content in. If not, we'll just have some separate files. So let's have a look where we are. So we've got the coder's made the code, and now the reviewer has written the doc strings and the type hints. So hopefully that's there. So it's created this. So it's created the algorithm, the doc strings, the type hints. That's all looking good. So the next thing is the pseudocode writer has read the documentation, and now it's loading the actual code file, and now it's attempting to write the pseudocode. Let's see what that looks like. So it doesn't always do this perfectly, so I have it passed on to the quality control that will reread the documentation and make any changes. So yeah, one thing that it does wrong is sometimes it declares a variable with equals instead of setting. So this is how we want it. We've got the while, end whiles, ifs. That's looking pretty much how it should be, and then send the result to the display, yes. Now it's going to have a go at creating a trace table. So the pseudocode was saved. So we've got the pseudocode here. That looks pretty good. Pretty much how we want it. Now we're trying to create a trace table. So it has the ability to actually run the code and create, so it's having a go at running the code and creating a file to actually trace it. It's having some problems. It's having to think what to do. It's loaded the code in, so it has that. Yeah, it's having some issues with that. It will have another go. Something went wrong running the code. It's struggling. Sometimes it gets this, and then other times it gets stuck on how to actually use the tool. So it's going to try something different. So if this fails, then the website creation will fail, because I haven't put in any guards against it failing yet, but that will be easy to do. So did you forget to import trace? So it's trying to do this. Hopefully it will give up and it will have a go at trying to do it without running the trace table. So it should have a go on its own and then try running the trace to see if it can confirm that it's correct. It looks like it's actually done something there. So it's output a trace CSV. Now the problem is that this will fail because it's not in the correct format. It's been done as markdown, and I keep telling it not to do that, but it keeps doing it. So unless I change that, it will fail on the next bit. So now it's creating some unit tests. It's imported the code. If something's gone wrong with the testing, this is normal. It normally fails with the unit tests initially, but then it will redo them, and then it will generally always work. So it sometimes doesn't know how to load everything. Okay, it ran the 7 tests and they were okay, so hopefully it outputted the unit tests. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. When I did it initially, it always worked. I have some other ones that are completed and the unit tests were good. Here it created some tests for the linear search. It created some tests for bubble sort, but it doesn't always work. So I don't think it's going to be doing that this time. So let's see, has it got it? So then it's creating a quiz. So it's created a quiz based on what we've been doing, and it's also created a description of the algorithm, but it will fail on this bit here because it can't find the tests. So what I might do is just get it to ignore the tests and make the page without the tests. Let me just do this and let's see if we can let's see if we can get it to not do the tests. Let's see if that will work. Let's run that. It may or may not work. So it's going to compile all those files into a web page that will hopefully, oops, it didn't work. Oh, it did work. Something worked. Oh, I know what that is. That's something else. That doesn't matter. Let's look at this web page then. Let's go live. And let me bring that across here. So this is the web page it's made for me. So back to main menu, that goes back to the root of the website. So this is the binary search algorithm. That all looks good. The unit tests we know didn't work, so that would be something to do separately and fill that in. I didn't expect this to work properly and it hasn't, so that's something else to do. The pseudocode came out quite well. The description of the binary search algorithm, key features, the actual code was inserted from here. That was inserted into there. I asked it to give me use cases, comparison, conclusions, so some good information. And then we've got some questions and the answers. So there is a bit I need to improve on this, but it's starting to come together. So unit test definitely is an area to work on, and the table. The flowchart is also an area to work on, but I do have it working. I just took it out. So the way that web page is built is it's currently I'm using this Ginger templating engine, and I'll load the files in, and the templating engine inserts them into a page with these template variables. It seems to work quite well. It looks a bit like Django. And then I have several different libraries running for rendering the markdown. I also have it for rendering the, so we've got Bootstrap, we've got the Highlight.js, we've got Markdown.it, Raphael, we've got the flowchart stuff all built in as well. I'm just not running it at the moment, so I've taken it out just so it works. But that's where I'm up to at the moment. When I get it working a bit better, I will post another video. Thanks a lot. Bye.